Hello ladies and gents, and welcome back to Cycling Insider channel. Yes, I know, it has been a while since I made some episodes for the Cycling Insider channel, but as you probably know, things happen in life and there were certain priorities I needed to do before I would come back making episodes for the YouTube channel. So, fear not my friends, I am back and I will be talking more this year about cool bikes on the market, and I'll be making more and more of these buyer's guide videos. So stay tuned and let's see how 2020 goes. So to kick off things in 2020, I think it's fair to start with Canyon bikes. Canyon bikes is definitely one of my favorite bike brands, and they are kind of a benchmark for me to see what is possible in a certain price range for, in this case, 2020 season. As you know, Canyon is a direct-to-consumer bike brand, so everything is done online. You order your bikes online, they get shipped to you in a box, and it's a very simple process to put it together, literally three, 4 steps, and your bike is ready. So the downside of all this is, of course, that you can't test the bikes in real life. You would need to basically fly to Germany and test them in the headquarters of Canyon Bikes, but it is what it is with online sales, and that's why they can offer very competitive prices. So, to kick off things, let's go and check the Canyon Endurace range, and this time is going to be the 2020 model, Endurace CF-SL Disc 8.0 Di2. As you already see, the mouthful of bike names is still the same for 2020, nothing changed on this front. So this Canyon's Endurace range, as you probably already know by following my channel, is all about long days in the saddle. So the geometry, components and everything on the bike is focused on the endurance rides and long days in the saddle. So it's not like an all-in, sharp, super light, stiff racing bike. This is more forgiving, and personally I like these kind of endurance geometries. The bike comes in 2 color schemes. You got something which they called Stealth, which is basically black on black, and then you got this one which is Flash Blue. I personally think that this flash blue, kind of metallic blue color is beautiful, and I wouldn't have any problems by using this color frame. Kicking off with the bike weight, we got 8 kilograms bike weight for this bike. So as I said, it's definitely not the lightest of the bikes. It is an endurance geometry and an endurance bike. To give some perspective, as you already know, in the Pro Peloton, bikes are limited to 6.8 kilograms, so this is of course way over that minimum bike weight. Canyon these days offers 6 years warranty on the carbon fiber frame and fork, which is just decent in my opinion, nothing special. I wish that Canyon can go down the route of, for example, specialized Cannondale Track Giant, where you can get a lifetime warranty on the carbon fiber frames and forks. And of course, the big thing is the price. The price for the bike is 3,000 British pounds. So this is, at the current exchange rate, something about $3,900 for all the listeners across the pond. So definitely not the cheap bike, make no mistakes. And again, one downside, as I said, is that you can't negotiate the price of Canyon bikes because everything is done online. So 3,000 pounds currently for this bike, but Canyon always has big sales in the summertime. So this bike could be discounted maybe something like 300 British pounds, maybe 400 British pounds. So let's jump quickly to the components and see what do you get for 3,000 British pounds. So kicking off with frame and fork, we have a carbon fiber frame and fork from Canyon. As I said, 6 years warranty, and both frame and fork are ready for 12mm through axles, which is an absolute standard today. So you got at the back 12 by 142 millimeters, and at the front it's 12 by 100 millimeters. They didn't give here any special weight of the frame and fork, but don't expect it to be anything super light. Moving on to the drivetrain. So now we got a full Shimano Ultegra Di2 electronic group set. This time it's the Shimano's Ultegra R8050. So the rear mech, front mech, shifters, cassette, also Shimano Ultegra, which I always like to see. So there's no cutting corners on the cassette. This is a classical Ultegra 1134 cassette, which is beautiful for climbing all the steepest mountains you can imagine. And also the crankset is the Shimano's Ultegra R8000. So no cutting corners on the drivetrain because it's all Shimano Ultegra level. Bottom bracket, classical Shimano press fit, bottom bracket BB72. Might be creaking a bit, who knows. This is usually Shimano doesn't have problems with their press fit bottom brackets. Brakes on the bike are hydraulic disc brakes, and again you'll have Shimano Ultegra electronic disc brakes. Shimano Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes. It's the shifters and the braking is of course the combination of electronic shifting and hydraulic braking. So you got these shift and brake levers, which are basically Shimano's Ultegra R8070. They even gave some weight here of 180 grams, which is very interesting. Brake rotors, again, no cutting corners here. This is a decent Shimano RT800 rotors. I'm not sure if this is the Shimano's Ice Tech technology on the rotors. Let me quickly just have a look at some of the images they've included. Honestly, not sure. I don't think it's the Shimano's Ice Tech braking rotors, but fear not, when you kind of destroy the brake pads and the rotors, it's easy to upgrade. But definitely it's a good thing that they didn't cut corners. Shimano rotors are included. Wheel set on the bike, it's a very good choice in my opinion. So it's a DT Swiss wheel set. I'm a big favorite of DT Swiss hubs especially. I think they make top-notch hubs, probably I would argue best in the world. So this is a classical DT Swiss aluminium wheel set, both wheels, DT Swiss E1800, and they've also included the weight for all those who are concerned, 759 grams and 896 grams front and back wheel. Aluminium wheel set, inner width 20 millimeters, so that's a decent inner width. I like to see a bit wider inner width of the wheels. Tires on this bike, it says here that you got a mix of Continental Grand Prix 5000 and 4000S in 28 millimeters width. So the good thing is absolutely Continental tires, top-notch tires, no problem. And 28 millimeters width, it's a good choice because it just confirms that this is a proper endurance bike from Canyon. Some other little details on the bike, considering the cockpit. This is the Canyon's own production. Stem, handlebars, handlebar tape, everything is from Canyon. This is aluminium classical handlebar and stem, so nothing special to say here. For all those weight weenies, you might want to upgrade this to something of carbon fiber later in your bike life. Saddle is a Physical Yante R5 with a carbon fiber seat post from Canyon. This is a nice touch. I love carbon fiber seat posts. It just gives you a little bit more cushy ride and really soaks up some of the small road bumps. Saddles are a personal preference as always. Some people will like it, some people will hate it, but again, it's an easy item to replace and it won't cost you a lot of money to replace. So all in all, 2020 Canyon Endurace CF SL Disc 8.0 Di2, 3,000 British pounds, carbon fiber frame fork, 6 years warranty. You got a full Shimano Ultegra electronic group set, so everything from shifters, front mech, rear mech, and chain set, and also the cassette, so really they didn't cut corners, and the brakes, Shimano Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes, DT Swiss wheels, carbon fiber seat post. I think it's a sweet choice this year from Canyon. Price, not the cheapest, definitely. It's not also eye-watering, so for those who can afford it or wait a little bit later, they will probably discount it sometimes in the summertime. So I think this is going to be it for today to kick off season 2020 of new bikes. I'll be making more of these videos. If you like what I'm doing, please do subscribe, and as always, I will see you soon. Pura Vida!